Do you guys like my new bangs? Caleb cut them for me. Hello everyone, my name is Katie Carson. Welcome back to Royalty Soaps. There are currently only 3 days left until Christmas. So if you're not in the festive spirit right now, you gotta get there because you have 72 hours until BAM! Santa comes. Now today we are going to be making solid bubble bath or a bubble bar. I've made some bubble bars on my channel in the past. However, this one's different because we are using sodium carbonate or washing soda instead of sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda. I'm also using a kit that I purchased from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So this recipe and kit is essentially a dupe kit for the LUSH Magic Wand Bubble Bar that is always available during their Christmas season. It smells really good, it's pink, it's sparkly, it turns your bath water pretty colors, and I wanted to see how closely this kit could replicate the LUSH bubble wands because, quite frankly, they're very, very good and they have lots of bubbles, lots of color, they smell great. It's just a nice product. So I wanted to see if Wholesale Supplies Plus could do LUSH justice. At the end of this video, I'm also going to talk a little bit about selling bubble bars and marketing them and whether or not that's even legal to do. That's right. Selling bubble bars, very possibly, very probably, almost certainly, is illegal. You'll have to stay tuned to the end of the video for more on that. So without further ado, let's unbox our kit and get to making. Guys, I love kits from Wholesale Supplies Plus, and let me show you why. First of all, they come with dust masks, gloves, and hair nets for good manufacturing practices. So A+ for that. They give you a full 2 ounces of fragrance oil. They give you all the plastic measuring bits you need, plastic beakers. They give you eco-friendly glitter, guys. Eco-friendly. They have dye specifically made for bath products. No food dye here. Everything is packaged really well. All the liquids are contained. I get 2 full-sized reusable trays. How cool is that? And the recipes leave absolutely nothing to the imagination. They explain every single step, every single amount. Everything is super detailed. And if you don't want to buy the kit from them, these recipes are available online so that you can get all of these individual items by yourself. Even if you have, like, you know, baking soda already at your house, you don't have to buy the kit. You can just buy a couple of the items to supplement what you already have at home. So I love that. There's so many pros of getting a kit from them, but what I will say is a con is the price. The cost of this kit alone is $63.75, and they charge a handling fee on all orders. So basically $70 for 6 bubble bars. That's literally more expensive than just buying 6 individual LUSH bubble bars. That's really expensive. In fact, I might go so far as to call it outrageous, especially considering that some of these things, like sodium carbonate, is washing soda. You can get this at Walmart. But I did purchase the kit, and it only makes sense that we should go ahead and test it out today anyway. Let's suit up. I love these hairnets. They're so weird. How do you undo them? Accordion style. And having a dust mask available whenever you're using stuff that can go airborne and irritate your nose, that's also just super professional of them. So I'll put this on at the very last minute whenever I'm mixing up the irritating stuff. I've read through all of the instructions thoroughly. I watched their instructional video as well. And after doing that, I have found some ways in which they could improve this recipe to make the final product look a little better. So I will stick mostly to their instructions, but I'm also going to do a little bit my way. So the first thing I'm going to do is mix up the fragrance oil, which is a Snow Fairy dupe from LUSH, with the vanilla color stabilizer. We're gonna let that sit for a little while, and that will prevent our bubble bars from turning brown. I'm supposed to add 0.3 ounces of the fragrance oil and 0.15 ounces of the stabilizer. When your increments of measurement are that small, it's better to go with grams, in my personal opinion. Okay, with both of those things measured out, I'm gonna mix them together really, really, really well. Now I'm adding in 0.75 ounces of the cocamidopropyl betaine. And this is where I am going to add in our colorant. Once again, they wanted us to add this way later in the process, but it's gonna look a lot better if I add it now. They want 3.15 milliliter scoopers full. And I did heaping because that's more fun. I doubt this is gonna color our bathtub water very much. But let's go ahead and mix this up all the same. Nice and pink. And now we're going to add 2 ounces of glycerin. There we go, 2 ounces. This is very full now. All of the glycerin has actually sunk to the bottom, so I am going to try to incorporate this very slowly. All right, that looks great. We have our liquids measured out, and we have our fragrance oil ready to go. So now we're just going to blend together our 3 dry materials. For this part, I am going to put on my mask because this stuff can irritate your nose. So I'm gonna put the mask on now, and we're gonna dump all this together. Great. So this is the only other part I've slightly amended from their recipe. They didn't sift their powders together, which again, I don't know why, because it will be a lot more likely to clump and not have a very even consistency when it comes to your color if you don't do it. So I'm doing it anyway. 5.2 ounces of sodium carbonate, 3.9 ounces of the cream of tartar. And I'm looking at this now and it's really funny because they gave me exactly 4 ounces of the cream of tartar, but on the recipe it says 3.9. Can we not just add the extra 0.1%? Yeah, so glad I can save this for another time. And the SLSA, which is coarser grained than I'm used to. I'm used to using a powdered SLSA. I like this better. Sift it into the bowl. Once again, this is gonna break up any clumps that might have been in the mixture. Okay, this is actually really funny. I love sifting. There was a movie called The Little Bear Movie, and there is a character in it who runs around with a sifter and just screams, "Sift it! Ha ha! Sift it!" All right, so now I'm going to add the cocamidopropyl betaine mixed with our colorant and the glycerin. And we're gonna go ahead and add our fragrance oil as well. You know, I take it back. That might actually be enough colorant to color up your bathtub really pretty. I feel it's gonna be a really good consistency too. It does smell really good. It still doesn't smell exactly like Snow Fairy to me, but it smells a lot better than it did when it wasn't completely incorporated. All right, so let's go ahead and start packing this into our molds. Already I can tell you, it would be a lot better to use a dowel rod for this instead of a popsicle stick because you're gonna lose a lot of the length here if you don't want the star to fall off. So there's not gonna be much for your hand to hold on to. I believe Lush uses dowel rods for this and it would be a lot better. You could, however, use this same mold and just buy different rods if you wanted. I believe they sell this mold individually from the kit. Okay, cool. All right, let's put our little popsicle sticks in here. Make sure a good bit of it is sticking in the stars. And then I'm gonna pack this in really good, you guys. Really, really good. Otherwise, it's absolutely gonna fall off of those sticks and we don't want that. 2 hands for this part. I also wanna make sure that none of the tips break. I'm really impressed with their ability to source a mold that is exactly a star shape. I wonder if they had this custom done. Scrapey, scrapey! Out my little white containy. I'm having to hold this down, otherwise it's kind of popping out of the mold. It's a little bit tricky. So upon reviewing the instructions again, they actually want you to fill the mold up completely first and then stick the popsicle stick in, like lay it very flat and then just shove it in. I guess this is to keep it straight. Hopefully pushing it down like this is actually gonna make it stick to the popsicle stick and it won't come off later. So let's wait a couple of hours for these to harden up, and then we'll come back and pop them out of the molds, add the glitter, and do a tub test. Okay guys, we are back 24 hours later, and let me tell you what, these bubble wands are hard as rocks. They're so hard. This is by far the firmest bubble bar recipe. I am almost 1000% sure it has to do with using sodium carbonate instead of sodium bicarbonate, because it doesn't have that velvety feeling that baking soda gives it. Anyway, let's pop these out. Really easy to pop out. Like, they held their shape super well, and on some of them I cleaned them up. This one I didn't clean up completely because I wanted to see how easy it would be to clean it up after the fact. It's a lot harder. I would definitely recommend trying to make it as neat in the mold as possible. Now I'm going to mix up the pretty glitter that's going to go on the front. On the original bubble bar wands, there's synthetic mica or super sparkly mica. It looks kind of like this. This is Sparkle Plenty from Mad Micas. I'll paint one of them with this stuff so that you can see what I mean. But they've provided the eco-friendly glitter, so they want us to dump it into a container, add some rubbing alcohol, and then paint it on. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I've got a little bit with some alcohol here. Just gonna paint that on. That's really pretty. I'm not being too careful or anything. All right, let's do this one over here. This is really fun. I like painting them. This would also be really easy for a kid to do if you were doing this with your grandchildren or your own children. You kind of can't mess it up. There's a lot of glitter left over. Then I'm going to show you guys what it would look like if you put the same type of glitter on it that Lush puts on theirs. Here's the one using the glitter that Lush puts on it, and here's the one using the glitter from Wholesale Supplies Plus. Overall, I think this one's going to perform better because it's actually a synthetic mica, and that's going to disperse a lot better in bath water, where I feel like this is either going to stick to the sides of your bathtub or it's just going to sink to the bottom. I will say these are gripping really, really hard to the popsicle stick, which is good because I was worried about that, but we will have to see when I put it underneath water how long it lasts. I'm also going to weigh them really quick and compare them to the size of a Lush bubble bar. So the Lush Magic Wand bubble bars are 3.5 ounces. And these are 2.4. So not only are they more expensive, they're almost an entire ounce smaller. But weight isn't everything, so let's see how this performs in the bathtub. So as you can see, when you hold one of these things underneath running water, they hold up really well, way better than I even expected. This is definitely gonna last you 1 to 2 baths, but I have to say the bubble payout, it's fair. You do get bubbles, but they're not very condensed. It ends up being really big bubbles that pop really quickly. They don't hold up super well. I had to use my arms to agitate the water to get them to foam up. The water didn't turn pink at all, which is a little disappointing, and the glitter sank straight to the bottom of the bathtub. They do smell really good, and they make your bath water smell very similarly to Lush's Snow Fairy. I think it just needed to sit for a little bit longer to kind of let that alcohol top note evaporate, but it does seem to be a pretty accurate dupe otherwise once it's actually in a product. Let's talk pros and cons. I'll talk about the things I liked first. Eco-friendly glitter, yes. I like that the instructions are extremely easy to read and that there's a video tutorial if you need a little bit of extra help. I love that they have gloves and a hairnet provided for you. I love that the pink color is almost identical to the pink in the original bubble bar. I like that they actually get hard and stay together. I like that they substituted out the SLS or sodium lauryl sulfate with something that's a little more gentle on your skin. And I like that they included 2 full-size molds with the kit. Now let's talk about the things that could definitely be improved. The price. Oh man. I don't like that the glitter wasn't actually rose gold as advertised. I don't like the popsicle sticks. They're hard to hold if your hands are not children hands. and they don't grip onto the bubble bars easily at all. I don't like the bubble payout. I think it could be a lot better. I have personally made bubble bars myself, and I've seen other creators make bubble bars that have a way higher bubble payout. I think it might be because they used like needle form, SLSA, instead of using powdered form, but I'm not sure, and that would require some testing on my part. I don't like that it didn't color your bathwater pink. If you had dumped that entire bag of colorant into your mixture, who knows, it might have turned pink, but with as little as they put in here, I got absolutely no color in my bath. So final thoughts and conclusion, should you buy this kit? No, you shouldn't. You could, however, get this recipe for free on the Wholesale Supplies Plus website and tweak it a little bit so that it performs better. It has the potential to be a really killer project, but the price, that's gonna be a no from me. Here's a little side-by-side comparison of the LUSH original versus our dupe. So you can see their stick is quite a bit longer by probably 1.5 inches. Theirs is a lot thicker than ours is as well, which would account for that 1 ounce difference. Theirs is a lot pinker than ours, which is why theirs turns the bathwater pink and ours doesn't. And their sparkles are sticking really, really well to their bar as well. And if I hold up one of the ones with the sparkles provided by Wholesale Supplies Plus, it's not nearly as sparkly because it just doesn't stick. Now I know a lot of you people are gonna ask me, Katie, can you sell these in your shop? Update them, make them the way that you want them. I like this. I would love to have a less expensive alternative than the ones from LUSH. And the short answer is no, I cannot sell these in the Royalty Soaps shop. Have you ever noticed how no major retailers besides LUSH sell bubble bars? That's because LUSH has a patent on bubble bars. That's right, the entire bubble bar formula of combining baking soda or washing soda with cream of tartar and a bubbling agent, that idea, that invention is patented, meaning it's illegal for anyone else to sell it besides LUSH, and I'm pretty sure they hold that patent into the 2030s, in which they will probably renew. So Royalty Soaps will never be selling bubble bars. This is a recent thing that I have stumbled upon within the past 6 months. I'm gonna leave you guys a link to an incredibly helpful article written on the Lucky Break Consulting website. It's gonna give you all the information you need to know as both a consumer and a maker about bubble bars and what is legal to sell and not sell. If you know someone who is selling bubble bars in their shop, they could have legal repercussions in the future, so I highly encourage you to send them along to that website, to that article, so that we can all make sure that we are following the rules and they don't sue us. They also have a patent on a couple of other things that you probably didn't know about, so once again, go read that article. They are, however, really fun to make for yourself, and in the future, I may release my own recipe that I've been working on for a while for you to make at home. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Soapmas video. There are only 2 more days left of Soapmas, so if you haven't caught up with the series, go back. I will leave you guys a link to the playlist right now so that you can watch the rest of the videos. We have 2 more very exciting videos. The final one for Christmas is gonna be amazing. So without further ado, make sure you do something fun for yourself today, whether that is getting in your last minute Christmas shopping. Hurry if you don't have all your gifts because time is of the essence. Or buy yourself some bubble bar ingredients and put together your own fabulous recipe. Either way, do something that makes you happy, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So until then, oh wait, no I won't. You'll see someone else tomorrow. So until then, bye for now. Meow. This is what we work with every day.
Mike Wazowski.